A heart-wrenching custody part. Sarah loses Victoria forever on Days of Our Lives in the quiet town of Salem, where love and loss intertwine. The week of June 23rd to 27th on Days of Our Lives delivers a gut-wrenching saga that will leave viewers reeling. At the center of this storm is a devastating custody battle over little Victoria Kyriakis, a toddler caught between her parents, Xander Kyriakis and Sarah Horton Kyriakis. The outcome is nothing short of tragic. Sarah loses Victoria forever, as Xander emerges victorious in a courtroom showdown that shatters her world. This article delves into the emotional confrontation, the ominous threats, and the crushing verdict that changes Sarah's life, offering a detailed look at a week filled with drama and heartbreak. A mother's worst nightmare. Sarah's loss sets the stage from the outset. The stakes in Salem are painfully clear. Sarah Horton Kyriakis, portrayed with raw emotion by Lindsay Godfrey, has fought tirelessly to protect her daughter, Victoria. As a mother, her love for her child is unwavering, a bond that many of us who've raised children or grandchildren can understand. But in a cruel twist, Sarah's worst fears come true. Xander Kyriakis, played with fierce intensity by Paul Telfer, wins full custody of Victoria, stripping Sarah of her daughter forever. The courtroom's final gavel falls like a thunderclap, leaving Sarah broken and bereft, her arms empty and her heart in pieces. This devastating outcome isn't just a plot point, it's a seismic shift in Sarah's life, one that echoes through every moment of the week's episodes. The loss of Victoria isn't temporary or negotiable, it's a permanent wound, a mother's nightmare made real. As we follow the events leading to this verdict, we see the clash of two determined parents, the weight of Xander's threats, and the courtroom drama that seals Sarah's fate. For viewers seeking more insight into this pivotal storyline, let's unravel the events of June 23rd to 27th, where love, betrayal, and justice collide. A confrontation charged with emotion. The week begins with a confrontation that sets the tone for the tragedy to come. Xander and Sarah, once bound by love, now face off in a heated exchange over Victoria's future. In a gripping scene from the Days of Our Lives weekly promo, Xander's voice trembles with both anger and resolve as he declares, "You're crazy if you think I'm going to let you cut me out of her life." His words are directed at Sarah, who stands firm, her eyes flashing with determination to keep her daughter safe. Sarah, ever the protective mother, demands to know what Xander means. His response is chilling, an ominous hint that carries a weight of menace. "Let's hope you don't have to find out." The air between them crackles with tension, and for those of us who've faced family disputes, this moment is all too real. We've known the fear of losing someone we love, the dread of a threat that feels too big to fight. Xander's words aren't just a warning. They're a promise, one that foreshadows the heartbreak awaiting Sarah. Xander's intentions are clear. He will stop at nothing to secure his place in Victoria's life. His past is marked by ruthless decisions, and while he claims to act out of love for his daughter, there's a darkness to his resolve that unsettles Sarah and the audience. For Sarah, this confrontation is a wake-up call. She knows Xander is a formidable opponent, but she underestimates just how far he's willing to go. This moment plants the seeds of her eventual defeat, a loss that will define her story in Salem. The courtroom battle, a fight for Victoria's future. As the week progresses, the custody battle moves to the courtroom, where emotions run high and the future of a child hangs in the balance. Sarah, with her unwavering love for Victoria, presents a compelling case. She's a dedicated doctor, a stable presence, and a mother who's poured her heart into raising her daughter. Her lawyer argues that Victoria needs the security and nurturing only Sarah can provide, painting Xander as an unpredictable figure with a troubled past. For those of us who've sat through legal battles or supported loved ones in court, Sarah's hope is palpable. She believes justice will prevail. Xander, however, is no stranger to strategy. His legal team counters with a narrative that shocks the courtroom. They portray Sarah as overly controlling, unwilling to share Victoria with her father. They dredge up Xander's efforts to reform, highlighting his love for his daughter and his desire to be a present parent. Witnesses, perhaps swayed or coerced, testify to Xander's devotion, while subtle insinuations cast doubt on Sarah's stability. The judge, tasked with an impossible decision, listens intently as both sides lay bare their hearts. For viewers over 65, this courtroom drama is a reminder of life's complexities. We've seen how love can fuel both compassion and conflict, how families can fracture under pressure. Sarah's faith in the system is something many of us have felt, but Xander's calculated approach taps into a harsher truth. Sometimes, determination and cunning outweigh fairness. As the arguments unfold, the tension builds, and Sarah begins to sense the tide turning against her. The verdict. Xander wins, Sarah loses everything. On the final day of the week, the courtroom falls silent as the judge delivers the verdict. In a decision that stuns Sarah and devastates viewers, Xander is granted full custody of Victoria. The judge cites Xander's demonstrated commitment and the need for Victoria to have a relationship with her father, ruling that Sarah's opposition to shared custody reflects poorly on her ability to co-parent. The gavel strikes, and with it, Sarah's world collapses. Victoria is to live with Xander, and Sarah is denied even visitation rights, a rare and crushing blow that ensures she loses her daughter forever. The camera lingers on Sarah's face as the verdict sinks in. Her eyes, filled with tears, convey a grief so profound it's almost unbearable to watch. For those of us who've experienced loss, whether of a child, a loved one, or a cherished dream, Sarah's pain is a mirror to our own. She reaches out instinctively as if she could hold Victoria one last time, but the bailiff's presence reminds her that her daughter is no longer hers. Xander, standing across the courtroom, shows a flicker of remorse, but his victory is undeniable. He has what he wanted, Victoria and control. This outcome isn't just a legal defeat for Sarah, it's a permanent severing of the mother-daughter bond. The show makes it clear that this loss is final. There are no appeals, no loopholes, no last-minute miracles. Sarah's role in Victoria's life is erased, and the weight of that reality settles over her like a storm cloud. For viewers seeking clarity, this is the proof of her loss. The judge's ruling is absolute, and Xander's custody is unchallenged, leaving Sarah to face a future without her child. The aftermath. Sarah's heartbreak and Xander's burden. In the wake of the verdict, Sarah retreats to her home, where the silence is deafening. Victoria's toys, her tiny clothes, her favorite blanket all remain cruel reminders of what's been taken. Sarah's grief is raw, her sobs echoing through empty rooms. For those of us who've known heartache, this scene is a stark portrayal of loss. We've all had moments when life felt unfair, when the things we held dear slipped through our fingers. Sarah's struggle to find meaning in this new reality is a testament to her strength, even as she grapples with despair. Xander, meanwhile, begins his life as Victoria's sole guardian. But his victory is not without cost. Raising a child alone is daunting, and the weight of Sarah's absence lingers. Victoria, too young to understand, asks for her mother, her innocent questions piercing Xander's heart. For all his bravado, Xander is human, and the show hints at his inner conflict. Did he go too far? Will his love for Victoria be enough to fill the void left by Sarah? These questions add depth to his character, reminding us that even in Salem's drama, no one is simply a villain or a hero. Why the story matters. The custody battle of June 23rd to 27th is a cornerstone of Days of Our Lives, a storyline that captures the raw emotion and complexity of family life. For viewers, it's a powerful reflection of the challenges we've faced, disputes with loved ones, battles for what matters most, and the pain of losing something irreplaceable. Sarah's loss of Victoria forever is a tragedy that resonates, reminding us of the fragility of the bonds we cherish. This week's episodes also showcase the show's ability to blend drama with universal truths. Sarah's heartbreak, Xander's determination, and the courtroom's harsh verdict are heightened for television, but they echo real-life struggles. We've all known moments when justice felt out of reach, when love wasn't enough to win the day. Days of Our Lives invites us to feel these emotions alongside its characters, to mourn with Sarah and question Xander's choices.